Yo people, Decepticon here, and welcome to my first ever Dex sort of podcast. I know it's a bit of a stupid title, but this ain't quite a live podcast, it's one I've put together, so you'll see where I'm going. In this episode, we have got quite a few decent little things to talk about. It ain't just all going to be DCUO, but there is a nice chunk of it what is. We've got a brilliant interview with Torrentor from iFearsome, talking about all the new stuff what's coming to the game. T has some brilliant input for this, so please make sure you watch this interview at least, just so you can see what we was talking about. It was really good. Do you know what I mean? T's knowledge for the game is unbelievable, and he put some real good points across, so make sure you stay looking for that. Also, we'll be talking about the future of my channel, just because I ain't always going to be just doing DCUO, and there is a lot of new games dropping soon, but obviously I'll always be a DCUO player, so we've got that to talk about. Plus we've got all the rundown from UFC 200, which happened the other night, which was absolutely amazing little card. There was a few little letdowns, obviously John Jones fucking up, but it was a brilliant little night. So we will kick this off with the future of my channel. Well, obviously, you all know I'm a DCUO player, and that's what started my YouTube. Most of you subs, you only watch for my DCUO stuff, but I am going to be carrying on doing a bit of Smite. Obviously, you've got some new games coming. When No Man's Sky drops, I'm going to really be putting a lot of No Man's Sky content on, because that's the game I've been most looking forward to. Xenoverse 2, when that drops, there's a few of us jumping on there, so you'll be seeing videos of that. There will always be DCUO vids, you'll always see the SNF stuff, my style vids, you've got another one coming real soon, and little things like that, so don't panic, my channel is going to be running still. I'm not ever going to give up, I'm enjoying it, I'm nearly there at 1,000 subs, and when we do get to 1,000, we've got a brilliant little giveaway coming up for all of yous. Right, let's get on to our first bit of DCUO stuff. Let's kick off with this interview with T. It is, as I say, a real good little video. I enjoyed making it with him. We were chatting for ages, so please listen, because it is, as I say, it's loads of good info for you all. So Torrentor from iFearsome, big thanks for doing it for me. Let's have a little look. Right, so here we go. This is my first guest, everyone. This is Torrentor from iFearsome. He is the leader. He is the best YouTuber for me and for many of yous out there, because you know he does brilliant info. So I figured I'm going to pick his brain today. We are going to be talking about the mid-year development update, and T has got some brilliant info for us. So without further ado, T, what can you tell me about the mid-year development?
Hello everyone, I can tell you a lot actually. These are my thoughts and opinions, and some things facts, but let me just start off with some of the things I see as important, but a lot of people in the game won't look too much at it, because it's not for them. I'm talking about when you hit level 30, that kind of transition from running level 30 content as a noob, not knowing roles, to then running into raids, going in as a tank, healer and troll, knowing your role, knowing how much SP you need, your CR, all the information you need to know. They said they're going to do some more missions before you hit level 30, so you actually know what you're doing, which in my opinion, in the long run, all them new players starting the game, which you see nowadays, who get to like CR 170, like 100 SP, they're absolutely awful, no idea. It should help them out, and in the long run, get players onto the game. Obviously, with that in mind, it will take a while for it to kick in, but eventually, you know, it'll be all good and sweet. Secondly, I'm going to talk about one thing which is very important to me and a lot of other players, and it's the stat clamping. That's what I'm really excited for. I only have 236 SP. Sounds like a lot, but people in my leagues with 270, 260, and they just make me look like noobs. But all them people who have got that stupid amount of SP, for example, person in my league, King Zero, is on 270, I think he might be on 272 at the moment, I don't even know, 270
Yeah, that's
something.
a beast.
He's spent time in Legends grinding out like 3,000 or whatever it is, Legends PvE feats, doing all these feats. For it not to be rewarded is a bit, you know, a bit of a piss take, to be honest. So now with this stat clamping, he should be like the best, and that's fair enough. He's spent the time doing it, he should have better stats.
Well, it's just,
So
it's
that
ended up
should
going
hopefully-
back, isn't it? That's been the problem. We've gone
Yeah.
backwards to where gear is more important again. There's nothing better than when, as you say, people who's put the effort in now, you all know, I'm a lazy bastard when it comes to my SP. I've got enough for me, and I've just stopped. But for the people who go out there and work their ass off, as you say, to get their high SP, they need to be rewarded for it. They need to have something where, even if it changes now, so you don't see the CR at the top, you are going to see their SP level. You're going to know who's the beasts and who ain't. Who's the ones who's put the real hard work in.
Yeah, that is true. And another good thing, all them players back in the day who used to play this game and get SP, a lot of them actually quit when they did the CR differential and the stats, making them matter. 2 people in my league quit, and they were only on 170 SP at the time. They weren't even at the max. So think of all them players who were at the max and quit. They might come back. You never know. And then I'm going to link this into the PvP. All them old school PvPers with the new map and the new gear, they might come back. PvP isn't fully going to be fixed, but new gear, higher stats, maybe it might slow down the actual fighting system, which is I'm really hoping for, because normally in a fight now you have about, if it's DPS v DPS, about 3 counters and you can kill the other person. It's not a lot. It's not that much of a skill based thing at the moment. It's kind of just get 3 lucky counters and then you've killed them. So hopefully new gear, new stats might bring PvP back to life, especially scrims. I'm pretty new school in the scrim scene, 4s and 5s, but I got good at it and I loved it, and I would love to do more, but nowadays no one gets it. So I'm hoping for that. Plus, of course, a new map, new PvP feats.
Yeah, well, have you seen any of the new map? I did put a video up not too long back showing the map. What did you think?
Pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. Something different.
What about this gear? What are you thinking? Deadshot themed?
I think that's
going to be good. It's probably going to be one of the better looking PvP sets, I reckon.
Yeah. Hopefully people actually wear it. I don't really see too many people wear Gotham Knight, but Deadshot, he's cool, so of course I'm going to have some, I think his head will look awesome.
Plus it's going to all tie in nicely to Will Smith playing Deadshot, so it could be pretty cool.
Sweet. But yeah, you've got all this thing in the new map, and the one thing I'm hoping for, but it probably won't happen, all the PvEers go in to do PvP to get feats. Some of them who've never really got into PvP might go, oh, I'm actually really enjoying this, I'm going to continue doing PvP. You never know. All these slight little changes impact the game in a big way. But yeah, like I was saying, more, so you're going to should have old school players coming back from the stats, and the CR differential, new PvP, so you should get a ton of new players. And one thing which I think they've done perfect is 3 episodes. Obviously, everyone knows we've got a 5-month gap between DLC, which is just stupid. But in that 5 months, with them 3 episodes, all these players coming back to the game have got time to gear up and do everything, which I think helps them out.
That was my big thing, right? Is everyone knows I used to love my PvE. I genuinely, that was my main part of this game. As soon as it went to monthly content, it never done nothing for me. Now it's coming up to this large content. It's now, that's something major now. That's going to make me want to do my PvE again, where you can go out there, you can smash it out in the first month, then you've got a couple of months just to walk around, appreciate the gear you've got, until you've got to worry about getting more gear. Are you going to enjoy these? Are you going to enjoy the larger contents a lot more?
Yeah, I personally hate every month. I hate it. Well, if you've got one character, it's fine, but considering, for me, I run it on Dorentor, Antor, Corentor, Mrs. T, Jeggy if he hasn't done it, and Jeggy's tank if he hasn't done it, and then anyone else on who is in the league who hasn't done it and needs to run it before reset. It gets a lot of stuff to do, having to run like, what, me and Jeggy's characters, that's about 6 in total. 6 characters a week for each raid on gear up, and then not always get the gear. It's just, it takes forever. So 3 months gives you a lot of time. You can kind of just go, oh, I'm going to concentrate on this one character for now, and then once you've got that one geared, you can actually go and do another one. You don't have to run different stuff all the time. It's like relaxed. time to do feats as well and PvP and other stuff. It's a lot more relaxed. Every month was too quick. Content was rushed. Just didn't feel good. Weren't fun. I hated it. I hated it. Having recovery and stuff. So.
Well, while you are
3 months,
talking
great.
about doing your multiple characters, are you happy about the old style and gear unlocking?
See,
once it eventually drops, obviously, are you happy about that?
Yeah. If they do it, because I know they said about the style and gear unlocking not going to be launched this year, which is obviously a bit of a letdown, but oh well, hopefully if it comes out soon. That, in my opinion, is one of the best things they could have done. It makes so much sense, because if I'm honest, I love my main style on Torrential, like the one I'm wearing now. I wear this style, whatever power I am, as a DPS, just different colours. And I'd love to wear it on my ults, and have all my styles on my ult, so I could like,
but having your gear as
soon
well,
as people see me.
knowing that you could now just run one bit of content with one character, and in that gear you can put on all of your characters. So I mean, if you get the best chest, you can put that best chest now on everyone. You ain't having to worry about, oh, now I've got to get that chest again with this character, and then I've got to get it with this character. It makes so much sense for the multiple character users.
Yeah, it does make sense, but then at the same point, depends. If in monthly content, that would make a lot of sense, because they're doing 3 months. Once you've got the gear, you'll have it quicker, in my opinion. It's good and it's bad at the same time. I'm saying, it's a bad thing, but to be honest, if it came down to it, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I don't have to do all these contents on my ults for bloody.
I think you'll see a lot more ults as well. I think a lot more people will be interested in making ults.
A lot more people need to do ults. A lot more people. There's not a lot of people.
A lot of different powers involved now. Just for the simple fact that they know they've only got to get the gear once. Alright, you know you're going to have to pay for the gear. When it is unlocked, you are going to have to use replays or something. They're not going to let you do it for free. But at least we get to do it.
Obviously, as well, doing some mid-range balance, and they're going to do nature, electricity, sorcery and earth. Nature and electricity have needed a buff for a very long time. A very, very long time.
It's always been the worst power, isn't it? It just seems to be just forgot about all the time.
It was great back in the day. It was absolutely great power, but now they've just left it. And I've banned, I'm switching power. I love electricity, and they've just left it, man. It's really a letdown. Like, nature's one of the greatest heals, in my opinion, if you're running content. But you try and DPS with it, with the bloody little dog form, just no chance. Everything's already dead before you've even got your dots down. It's very poor. But hopefully, once they sort it out, it'll be a lot better. A lot more balanced powers. If you haven't noticed already, you've got powers like Hard Light keeping up, Celestial keeping up in damage. Even Rage can keep up in damage now. All these powers are doing a lot more even damage. If you don't know already, go check out my Hard Light loadout, Green 5. Absolute beast Hard Light DPS. Smashes ice munitions all the time. Definitely check that out.
One of the best light players I know on this game. He's absolutely a monster.
He's a right beast. Obviously, Water Power's going to be coming out probably next year-ish.
We've waited long enough for it, so I don't see the problem with having to wait a little bit longer.
It does say May, or may not be released this year, so it's obviously on its way soon. So they're working on it, so that'll be good. I'm pretty hyped for Water just because it's a new power, healing power. I love healing powers, seeing how they would work differently. Because obviously you've got powers like Nature, a lot of heal over time, Celestial, you've got your combos, Electrics all burst, Sorcery, you've got your Watcher. It's all different for me and healers. Like, I love it. I think it makes a lot of sense. Other than like kind of like troll powers, it's kind of all the similar things, nothing different. But yeah, they do actually look like a lot of good things. They set out league tools, which makes sense. They should do something with the league calls, because in my opinion, the league calls are boring. You never see anyone in them.
Me and C Money, well, you've been there a few times when we've had the chat with C Money. He's come up with some brilliant ideas where it could just be some sort of league hall raid. Something where all of a sudden you could be sitting in your league hall, and then there's actually an event where a team of people can come in and literally smash your league hall up, smash anyone who's in there, and get something for it. That'd make people want to go for your league halls.
Exactly.
Other than one map, what could feature it? Yeah, that'd be brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
just give something, any kind of thing, anything. Like I was saying, the littlest little thing. Like I was saying, when you use a vendor for buying colas or repairing, have more vendors in. Every single vendor respec everything in the league hall to make people just want to use it, easy access, quicker than running around all the watchtower and stuff. And then vendor sales, they should do it like 10% off when you're in your own league hall. Not obviously for broker, because that could be abused. But,
no, but vendor
vendors,
sales, that's real good. Just
you don't
for
make too much
colours
money,
and things like that.
But yeah, 10% off, little incentive to keep you in the league hall. Makes sense. But yeah, obviously they're asking for ideas on that, so put that in the forums, everyone.
Yep, everyone, just any ideas you've got to get on there and let them know. If you don't let them know, they're never going to change anything if you don't tell them. So you need to tell them. They are starting to listen. This new man who's in charge, he seems to have his finger on the ball. He really does. But now for the big one, T. This is the real big, and I find this really big, really. The open episodes this summer. What a good idea.
Insanely good idea. Insanely good idea. Because then, even if it makes sense in so many ways, because obviously, if everyone's read it, you don't get what's called reset as quick as being legendary.
It's a double
obviously
time.
Makes sense. Makes sense because you're not paying. But for all them players, old school players who quit, they can come back and they can do it. People who have just kind of got bored of the game, couldn't pay legendary, just went, no, I'll just leave it for now. They can come on for free and play. Anyone who's starting new to the game, they can get what's it called, legendary, well, for free, and get all their episodes and gear up. So it just gives a reason for everyone to gear up. And the real good thing is, if you play on both servers, if you've got an EU account, obviously you'll be able to go on US account, not have to buy the DLC and be able to gear up. Same with US to EU, and you'll be able to test out each server and see what you think of it and get to know people, which is obviously awesome because it gives you some more stuff to do and more people to meet. So honestly, obviously there's going to be a lot of stupid people out there, in my opinion. They're stupid for anyone who says, oh, I'm paying legendary for no reason, they're giving it out for free. They're trying to bring life back into the game, which everyone says is dying, which in my opinion it isn't dying, it's just going down a bad path of loads of people. It's just becoming a worse game, not dying. There's still a lot of people out there.
They're making these changes. For them to make these changes, we all knew. You're a long time player, same here. We've had to wait ages. They go through bad patches where they come up with ideas what just don't work. Now they're changing all that stuff. They're trying to make the game alive again. As you say, the game's not dead. For any of you long time players, get in the PvE phase. Have yourself a little look around there. This game is nowhere near dead. It's got loads of new players playing. They're obviously not going to be on our level at the moment because they are new players. The game it has a stupid learning curve, but they're sorting all that lot out.
Exactly why they're trying to fix it. That will just make everything better. All these little things they're doing, in my opinion, it looks like they're progressing on to make the game a lot better as an MMO, as an actual MMO, and making it just making it better, doing more stuff for us. It listened at the moment. You never know. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it works out perfectly. But you never know what it's going to be like until it's done. But if I'm honest, a lot of people saying game's going to die after the 5-month gap. In my opinion, it's not going to die. And for most players, I think it's like this. I've paid a lot of money on this game, spent so much time on this game getting SP. What's the point in quitting? What is the point in quitting now? I've wasted so much money and so much time. Might as well just continue playing it. I
love
playing
my toon. I couldn't say goodbye to my toon, T. I love him so much. Sometimes this game winds me up, really winds me up, but I couldn't just stop playing this game. Alright, I don't play as regular as what I used to, but with these changes, that's going to bring me back.
Exactly. If it's bringing you back, and considering you never really was a hardcore, like, elitist player who quit. Imagine all the hardcore elitist players who loved this game before the stupid stat CR differential, the unbalanced powers, and all these new players in the game. Once they all change this, they will want to come back. PvP, PvE, you never know. It might not be as big as we'd want it to be, as many people, but it might happen. Like, I was actually talking to someone the other day. You might know him, you might not. It's called Serious Rage. He's a villain.
Yep.
He's an absolute beast. And I was talking to him saying, do you think you're going to come back? And he said, he might do. He might test it out and see what it's saying.
SR is a brilliant player.
I never see him on the game at all. Never any see him at the game anymore.
He was, believe it or not, he logged on.
And he said he was going to.
Last Saturday during SNF. I see him log on. I thought he might have shown up, but he never. He ain't been at SNF for such a long time, and he is a real good player. If he, as you say, for players like that to come back, it will make a big difference. It really will.
And you never know.
Fuck me,
PvP.
Balkan logged on last night.
Exactly. Everyone has taken an interest in it, and if DC and the developers play this right and they play it correctly, they can bring life back into the game. How people saying it's apparently dead, they can make it a better game again. Even though, in my opinion at the moment, is it's a bit poo DLC wise. Still love the SM, still love the game, but if you can make it better, why not? So I'm really hoping that this works out. And this is my opinion on it. A lot of people complaining about a few things. Obviously, some of the things not coming out yet, the 3 episodes, stuff like this. But in my opinion, blah blah doesn't matter. We're getting some more important things. Stats mattering means a lot. PvP gear, that means a lot. The 3 episodes do mean a lot. All these learning, it's looking like it's going to be a very good update, and it's going to make a difference. Gonna make a difference, I'm 100% sure.
Well,
but
go on, T.
I've got this is something I'm just gonna say, because a lot of people are saying this is my most, like, out of all the things I've heard, 5 months no DLC, 5 months, oh, what we can do, oh no. Well, think about it like this. We've still got SM at the moment. We've got SM, 1 month for DLC, and then we've got a big gap. What can you do in this gap? In August they're dropping PvP gear. That take a month, you know, gearing all your characters up, feats and that, you never know. That can take a while. It's a month for your time. And then, for all them people who have just got single player characters, why don't you gear some alts up? Do some alts, all this, get your characters to the top, other stuff like that. And if you don't have that to do, SP farm. It's a good time to catch up on SP. There's no more DLC, so there's nothing to rush. Get to the high CR, run back through all the old DLCs, catch SP up. There's loads of things to do, which a lot of people can do. Obviously, I'm on 236 SP. Soon as SM's gone, new DLC's done, their top gear, got my new PvP gear, I'm going to start feat farming. I've already got 2 healers, a DPS/troll, DPS/tank, you know. I don't really need to gear any other characters up, but there's a lot of things to still do in that 5 months, and trust me, a lot of people are just saying there's going to be nothing to do because they can't be bothered to look for things to do. There's always things to do on this game. Always things to do. You just got to look for them. Might be boring, but you just got to look for it.
Well, on that note,
that's in my opinion.
I will say a big thank you for your time, T, because I know it is literally, we've been chatting for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and it's good just, people need to hear it from someone who knows what they're talking about, and everyone knows, you know your shit, man. So it's good just to hear your point of view, and like I say, everything he said is pretty much spot on. The whole reason I kept my mouth shut and just let him keep on is because he knows what he's talking about. So I will say a real big thanks, T, and hopefully I will see you in another one of my sort of podcasts real soon. I told you you'd all like that interview, didn't I? It was really smart. A real big thank you to Trento, and make sure you all go and check out I Fearsome Gaming on YouTube. I'm pretty sure most of you are subbed to him already. If not, get over there and bloody sub. Now our next big subject, UFC 200. Now the big news for 200 was of course John Jones failing a drug test on the 25th or 26th of June. He was supposed to be fighting Daniel Cormier for the light heavyweight title, but he completely fucked up by doing these drugs. If he fails the B sample, he'll never fight for UFC again because they have a brilliant drug policy. But in the meantime, Cormier ended up fighting Anderson Silva on 3 days notice, plus Silva's only ever had, 2, 3, maybe 4 fights at light heavyweight. It was a brilliant little fight, but Cormier controlled it for the 3 rounds and walked away with a decision. Cain Velasquez had a brilliant little night as well. He ended up knocking out his opponent in the first round, so he's on his way trying to get the heavyweight title again. Then of course we had Jose Aldo versus Frankie Edgar. Impossibly for me, it was fight of the night. It was absolutely amazing. Sorry about these screenshots, they are a bit blurry. I've stolen from someone else. It was a good little night, like a good little fight. Edgar just couldn't get his punches off. He had a good first round and then just fucked up completely. Aldo ended up getting the decision, so it was pretty cool. Look, his face was proper busted. Aldo's regained the interim title. Then we had the big one, Lesnar versus Mark Hunt. Lesnar, after being away from the ring for 4 or 5 years, coming back just to prove a point to himself, and he completely controlled the fight. First round took him down, hammered him a bit. Second round was quite boring. Third round took him down again, and he was looking close for a stoppage. He kept on going for the arm triangle, just couldn't get it. As you can see here, like, Lesnar's got a little bit of a busted up eye. He took a couple of shots, but well deserved victory for him. It was a real good little night. We'll just see where he goes from here. He might return back to WWE and stay there. I know he's got to compete at SummerSlam, but it'd be nice to see him back in the UFC ring. Well, I hope you really enjoyed this, my first ever sort of podcast. That's what I'm going to title it from now on. This is episode 1. I'm going to leave you here with a scene from our new upcoming part 2 to Decepticon's origin. It's a scene that don't really make much sense to you, but it will when you watch the clip, and it should explain a bit more of the first film, because I know a lot of you just didn't have a bloody clue what was going on. So please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment if you can be bothered, and yep, there will definitely be a part 2 soon. Peace, people.
With this, I shall make you